Hello and welcome to the channel. Presidential candidate of Labour Party is having to deal with one problem or the other. From the leaked audio files with Winners Chapel Bishop to treasonous statements by the federal government, as well as being pressured to leave Nigeria for his and his family's safety. And now, this whole UK debacle, arrests, detention, released, and apologized to. The latest coming out now is that no apology was indeed rendered on behalf of the UK government, and that Mr. Peter Obi was actually deported after his travels in England. God no go shame us. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Fresh poses over Peter Obi's London detention saga. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP, Peter Obi, is at the twilight of his many battles. During the Easter break, Obi reportedly received a cold London reception. He could not have imagined that an arrest was in the offing. While the dust on the controversial leaked telephone conversation, now dubbed Yes Daddy, between Obi and the founder of Living Faith Church, Bishop David Oyedepo, is yet to settle, the LP candidate has found himself in another dilemma. Obi, still smarting from his defeat in the presidential polls, is in yet another bind. It was reported that he was arrested and detained by the UK's immigration authorities. For someone who has been to the UK a couple of times in the past, this must be really embarrassing. What happened during his recent visit? What actually went wrong? The UK authorities' run-in with Obi has generated a lot of controversy. While Obi's supporters condemn the incident, those in the opposition make a casual joke from it. The myriads of comments on social media platforms border on a passionate rationalization of his arrest by UK authorities and scathing ridicule from opposition camps. Obi was detained for questioning on Friday, April 7, when he arrived at Heathrow Airport in London from Nigeria. He was accosted by an immigration officer who handed him a detention note and told him to step aside. For some observers, they argue that this scenario is weighty enough. It should not be dismissed, and as such called on the federal government to ensure that the matter must be thoroughly investigated and the findings made public. Nigerians deserve to know the veracity or otherwise of the backstory, and if there are issues, Nigerians must know as well. Obi's Presidential Campaign Council first raised the alarm that Obi was detained over offenses believed to have been committed by an impostor. Obi's army of supporters has since risen stoutly in his defense, advancing various shades of rationalization for his shameful experience. Interestingly, Obi has remained silent on social media, leaving his aides to address the matter. A studied silence has befuddled the supporters who hold him in high esteem, but to some observers, his silence translates to deep-seated fear and trepidation about what shameful news may likely result from his arrest and grilling by the UK authorities. It is equally instructive that Obi, known for his penchant for sounding off on social media, has deliberately kept his distance from several platforms. Apprehension about his fate has also been exacerbated by his reluctance to come clean about the incident. While no official reason has been given by the UK authorities for Obi's arrest, the news is rife that he was subsequently deported back to Nigeria after being subjected to a grueling interrogation while in detention. Unwittingly, the federal government has also kept deafening silence on the issue. Meanwhile, UK government agencies typically respond to media inquiry within few hours, but they have been unusually silent. A popular local aphorism clearly captures these denials and silence. While wasps and bees are individually denying responsibility for stinging the farmer's face shows severe swelling. But here lies Obi's dilemma. The sentiment created around his reported arrest has elicited different narratives, and this has kept supporters running from pillar to post. all in search of an elusive peace for their principal. But this is not the first face-off between Obi and the UK authorities. In 2021, UK authorities struck off Next International UK Limited, a company largely owned by Obi, for failing to submit its annual accounts. The company was removed from the record in September 2021, following a first and second Gazette notice of compulsory strike off of the entity. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. In the UK, a compulsory strike-off is imposed on a company by creditors or by the Companies House for non-submission of annual accounts or failure to notify Companies House about a change of official registered office address. Once a company is struck off, its details will be removed from Companies House register and the company ceases to exist. Next International UK Limited failed to submit its annual accounts for the year 2020. Hence, the company was struck off and dissolved in 2021. But Obi's handlers argued that the said company was voluntarily liquidated by its owners and not by the UK authorities, as it was no longer in operation. Also, in 2021, the Pandora Papers exposed by a cohort of international investigative media accused Obi of serially violating the law by failing to declare to the Code of Conduct Bureau the companies and assets he tucked away in offshore havens. The investigation, which was a part of the Global International Consortium of Investigative Journalists (ICIJ)-led Pandora Papers project, saw 600 journalists from 150 news organizations around the world pouring through a trove of 11.9 million confidential files, contextualizing information, tracking down sources, and analyzing public records and other documents. The leaked files were retrieved from some offshore services firms around the world that set up shell companies and other offshore entities for clients, many of them influential politicians, business persons, and criminals seeking to conceal their financial dealings. The 2-year collaboration revealed the financial secrets of not less than 35 current and former world leaders, more than 330 public officials in more than 91 countries and territories. Obi is one of the individuals whose hidden business activities was revealed by the project. Beyond all of these, observers have argued that it is pertinent for any rational mind to raise poses about his ordeal in the UK. Was Obi truly arrested, and for how long? Did he enter London? Was he deported immediately or afterwards? Other questions begging for answers are, why have the British authorities not offered an explanation on the issue? Is Obi's party acting as agent provocateur just to appeal to people's emotions? Who is plotting to frame Obi by impersonating him? Under the law, everyone is presumed innocent unless pronounced otherwise by a court of competent jurisdiction. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.